we've assessed about 46,000 species for the Iucn Red List of Threatened Species. It's one of the best pieces of information there is available in the whole world on the conservation status of species. And it's very hard to measure how biodiversity is getting on in the wild. But this is one system, if you like, that's trusted by everyone. It's trusted by you in the media, it's trusted by scientists and decision makers. But it's a lot of work to do these assessments. And I'll give you an example. In 2004, all the world's amphibians, if you like, frog species and salamanders were assessed. And the results were very, very shocking. They found out that 1 in 3 amphibians is at risk of extinction, which is a very shocking figure. And it's all from, well, mostly I should say, from a fungus called the chytrid fungus, which is simply wiping out these poor little animals. Now, before these species were assessed for the Red List, even the scientists didn't know how bad the situation was. So it's a very serious situation. So we have a very clear fact, if you like, 1 in 3 of the world's amphibians at risk of extinction, and we really have to do all we can now, working with zoos and aquariums to try and get these populations of frogs breeding in captivity and put them back in the wild, and also to save them in their wildlife habitats where they live. Well, I think a lot of things need to happen, and in 2010, the International Year of Biodiversity, Iucn hopes that many, many people will get involved in trying to save biodiversity. So the business sector, normal people, if you like, people on the pavement, school children, decision makers, even the media, such as yourselves, can help in broadcasting the message. The messages are complicated, and I think sometimes we don't explain the issues well enough. There are many issues around the current so-called 2010 biodiversity target that we need to tidy up and make a clearer framework for the future so that everyone can understand what we need to do in the next decade. Well, I think there's lots of things we can do as individuals. I mean, just simply from using less electricity or switching to more greener types of electricity. Don't go on so many aeroplane trips. Be careful about the species of fish we eat from the sea, for instance. Don't buy endangered species. Speak out for wildlife. You know, people's voices need to be heard, and we all know that politicians listen to people very much. And when people send emails to their members of parliament, to their representatives, then sometimes this can help change things. I also think that the media have a very important role to play. So Iucn welcomes the fact that 2010 is International Year for Biodiversity. It's the first time we've ever had one, and it's incumbent on us all in this movement to try and speak out for biodiversity. Well, I think it affects our lives a lot more than we actually realise. One of the real problems with the whole biodiversity business is that normal people don't understand how important it is to save biodiversity and how much we depend on biodiversity. I think it's partly because many people don't understand what the word means, but if we say nature, then people start to understand that we need nature for the food that we eat, the buildings that we build, the air that we breathe.